I get to interview my sister today. This is Bri
Ah,
Waldeck. So she's my sweet sister, and she's also a life designer. And Brianna has been through a lot of life design, and I've got to be in the like inner circle of that and see how she's transformed her life. And now she is the creator of Precious Malas. Precious Malas. Check out my Instagram. I have lots of Precious Malas. And she is, in a lot of ways, living a life that she loves, and much like all life design is in process, like my life and the lives of other life designers. But there's some really beautiful things that are happening in Brianna's life right now because she has been designing a life she loves. So, Bri, what
Hi.
what does life design mean to you?
Oh, what it means to me is finding out what brings you joy and not being afraid to follow that path. My path was completely different from your path and everyone else's path, and I had to figure it out on my own, and it took a while, and there were so many ups and downs. But so designing my life is just a bit about finding out what's important to me and pursuing that.
Can you tell us a story of that when maybe you felt like you were on someone else's path or you weren't really living your life and then you made a different choice?
Oh, absolutely. I have, I have lots of stories about that. I think most of my life I was following another path that wasn't mine. I graduated from high school and I had no idea what I wanted to do. And at the time I was also very, very depressed. So I went to college and I took a job that I hated and I stuck with it for, 8 years. And so that wasn't my path at all. It wasn't meant to be my path, but I didn't look closely enough at it to realize that it wasn't my path, and I just tried to hang on until it nearly broke me. So, yeah, it took me hitting my absolute rock bottom before I had the courage to look at my life and decide to start changing it.
So when you look back at that time in your life when it felt like you were on someone else's path, based on what you know now, when you look back at then, what are the signs that you were on someone else's path?
Um, just to how do I word it? Um, just a deep level of discontent. I was not content in anything. I had this anxiety under my skin all the time, and I didn't see life and the world the way that I that I see it now. It's hard to explain, but there was like a darkness over me that like a cloud that I couldn't see through, and I was just blinded by that a little bit. It's not really making a lot of sense,
No,
but
it
does it make
totally
sense to
makes
you?
sense. Yeah, it makes
Okay.
absolutely makes sense to me.
Yeah, I was lost. I was like somebody on a path through the woods that was completely lost, walking around in circles, not knowing where to go. And yeah, and it just got the feelings that I had got worse and worse and worse and worse until my soul was like, you have to change this or you're not going to live.
Yeah.
So
So,
I did.
babe, because you were like so lost, and now you've really found your way, what would you say are maybe like three things that you would tell the lost version of yourself?
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Of course, I was crying. I would say to love yourself and to respect yourself enough to know that you're worthy of living a great life. You know, you deserve it. Everyone deserves happiness. And then I would say to screw everybody that doesn't believe you or that doesn't believe in you. They don't matter. It doesn't matter if they don't see your vision because it's not for them. So those are the three things I would say.
Beautiful. Thank you. What are the best parts? Tell me the best parts now. And like, now that you've found your way, you're in the light, you're living with that love. What are the best parts of designing your great life?
Oh, there's so many beautiful parts. I like getting up in the morning now. I'm excited about checking my email and seeing that people send me beautiful messages about how much they love their malas and their jewelry that they got and the connection they feel to it. And every day it's more and more like doors are opening for me. Life is flowing. Life is easier now. I just feel content where I was discontent. I am so content now, and it's a work in progress. It's not all the time, I don't think anyone's content all the time, but it's a dramatic difference from a few years ago. So this is why I cry all the time. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with like the beauty of life now, and how lost I was. I'm overwhelmed by that too. That took a long time. It was a long time of struggle before I found my great life.
So when you think about that time when you really just made some choices to step on your path and you didn't know what it would look like, and I know that there was some fear and uncertainty, what is it that gave you the courage to take the steps even though you didn't know where they were going to go?
I don't know if I would. It didn't, at the beginning, it didn't feel like courage. It felt like desperation. I was so broken that it was like a desperate crawl to my path, And then so once I had a little bit more grounding underneath me, and like I can't even tell you how much of that was you. Like it really, yeah. I'm gonna cry again. I'm surprised. If I didn't have you as my sister, I would probably still be lost. So, thank you.
I love you.
Really. I love you too.
I'm so proud of you because I know how scary that was and how dark it was, and yeah.
You always had faith in me.
Yeah. I still
so
do.
Thank you.
I still do. I'm seeing you out there tweeting about your malas and Instagramming the world about your island and like claiming that great life, and just my heart like bursts with like joy and pride and yeah.
Thank you.
Tell me about one thing you think people should know when they're just beginning the journey of designing lives they love.
What was the one thing that people should know
when they're beginning the journey of designing lives that they love?
Oh, have faith. Have faith in yourself that you know what's right for you, and don't listen to the outside noise that directs you away from your great life. Just to have faith. Don't question yourself to death. It's the fear will take you and it will drive you in a direction that's away from your heart and away from your great life. So have faith in yourself. You know what's right.
It's so surreal. Because this is really the first time we've done like a really deep dive into this stuff, and I love that we're doing
on camera anyways.
On camera interview style, and it's so surreal, like hearing you kind of like claiming your truth so like loudly and proudly. It's like beautiful. I'm so happy. So tell me, for those, because one of the things that we know is that when you're designing a life you love, one of the things that's most challenging is navigating the expectations that others have of us. And so I want to know about that for you. Like what, again, like maybe a story, or even just like, you're dropping wisdom bombs all over the place, so you could keep dropping those. What do you say to those people that are like, Well, yeah, I want to live a life I love, but I have, you know, I don't want to let my boss down, or I made this commitment that I need to keep, or um, my mama says I should do this. What do you, what do you say? What's your experience and what wisdom do you have about it?
I absolutely know what that feels like. I mean, other than you, really, like seriously, other than you, everyone questioned, everyone in my life questioned and doubted what my true path was and that I could succeed on this path. So I absolutely know what that feels like. And it's not comfortable, but the only thing I can say is fuck 'em. Am I allowed to say that? Probably
You
not.
just
No,
did.
it's like you really have to um just I don't know. I don't know how can we edit that out?
No way. But I'm going to help you out here because what I saw is yes, certainly there was like that fuck it mentality, but there was also like it was almost like an internal rebel being like I'm doing my thing, but externally it got expressed as I'm going to sort of be patient with you until you get it. Like there was
Yeah.
times where you know you set your boundary and you just did your thing, and there was other times where you like you entertained the dialogue of others while still not surrendering your truth.
Yeah. That's exactly it. You saw it for what it was. I kept a lot of it close to my heart, and I didn't talk about it because I knew that it wouldn't be understood and it would just upset me. So even though I had this vision and dream in my mind, I didn't share it with people that I knew wouldn't understand it, and until it became a part of my life that was working and successful and flowing. So, yeah, you just have to do it anyways. There's always going to be people that are going to tell you not to do something because they're afraid for their own lives. Um, don't let that fear leak into yours.
Mm-hmm. Totally, totally, totally. Um, let's leave it off with just like something that feels really like kind of classic. So, in a few words, before a person like kind of jumps on their path and they start running or crawling, what would you want them to like to know for that journey?
I would say to don't give up. You know, there's going to be times when you are going to want to give up, and you know, it seems like like if you get rejection, you know, early on when you're starting this dream, you know, people don't like it, or someone says something negative, it just makes you want to just curl up in a ball and just go back to what's safe. But I would just say be consistent, just follow your heart, take small steps, even if it's one little step towards that direction, then you're moving in the right direction. And um, don't give up. Don't give up ever. You know, everyone can do this. Everyone can have a great life. If I can, anybody can.
Hmm.
It's worth it.
Thanks, Bri.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.